Welcome back to Fast Stock Market News, where I give you all the news as fast as I can. So today is the weekend, guys, and I usually like to make a crypto video on the weekend. And yeah, so we could see Bitcoin's actually hovering around 36K. It did dip below 36K recently, and it's been kind of like rubber banding back and forth. If we're not aware at this point, guys, Bitcoin is in a way kind of right now tethered to the equity markets, and if you haven't noticed, the equity markets are absolutely getting brutalized. But yeah, as we can see, let's just see what the biggest winners were for today. And I have a lot of very important information for you guys in this video. You have to stay tuned. Absolutely important information, vital for you making your decisions when it comes to possibly purchasing Bitcoin or selling Bitcoin. So we can see Bitcoin 36K, Ethereum, the other one around 2,700 right now. The biggest winners for the week are Dogecoin, not Dogecoin actually, it's Tron, and Tron's actually up because they're launching their stable coin. That's why they've been pumping this week. So Tron, a big winner, unlikely big winner for this week. The other big winner for this week is Algorand. If you guys don't know about Algorand, they actually have a partnership with FIFA. So that's caused a lot of price action in the coin. And yeah, that's good news for cryptocurrency market, and Algorand having a partnership with FIFA. It's a big move. As we can see for the news today, NVIDIA, actually, big issue happening with them, that apparently they failed to acknowledge that a lot of their profits came from crypto mining. If you guys, especially anyone that's a PC gamer out there, you might remember in the year 2017, 2018, when the first crypto pump was happening, when Bitcoin was going around to 20K. That was the initial first pump that basically graphics cards were impossible to get, and a lot of that had to do with crypto miners that were basically taking all the graphics cards from NVIDIA and basically jacking up the prices and causing the whole supply and demand issue that we're facing right now. There were no there were no graphics cards, so there were some of the prices of these graphics cards. I know that the 1070, the 1080 Ti's, they were impossible to get. They ranged from $500 to $600, but they were being marked up over $1,000. So apparently NVIDIA failed to report this to the SEC, and that's a big issue, and that's causing NVIDIA to actually move a lot lower right now. As far as cryptocurrency, big reason for the crypto markets tanking so much is all the volatility that's happening right now on the stock market. If you guys don't recall, the Federal Reserve raised interest rates by 0.5% earlier in the week, and that's been causing stocks to plummet as well as crypto. Other big issue is mainstream adoption is lagging. The reason it's lagging, guys, is because honestly, big money is not going to come into a speculative play. If you guys haven't noticed, the Nasdaq has been selling off, and a lot of Nasdaq stocks are basically like high growth companies, but they're very speculative. And Bitcoin, you're not going to have a lot of money flow coming in when it's a risk on asset basically. So that's a big issue too. The other issue is basically investors, like I said, big money managers do not want to invest in crypto right now. They're probably going to safer defensive stocks, something like Procter and Gamble, Johnson & Johnson. They're not going to be putting their money in Bitcoin, unfortunately. But as we can see, actually, most of the Bitcoin supply is held by retail traders. And to kind of just to emphasize what I was talking about, Bitcoin has been trading for right now, trading basically like an exaggerated version of the Nasdaq. If you guys don't know what the TQQ is, it's the Nasdaq triple leverage, basically Nasdaq times 3. Bitcoin is basically like the Nasdaq times 3 right now, according to one analyst. But if you see the charts, it's pretty similar. But I wanted to show you guys something very important, probably the most important thing you get out of this video. The biggest thing right now holding the crypto markets from going back up is the S&P 500. And one of the big issues is we know the QQQ or the Nasdaq is already in a bear market territory. The Russell's in a bear market territory as well, but the S&P 500 still has not gotten to bear market territory. So as we can see right here, the price closed on Friday at 41.23. Basically, in order for this to get into bear market territory, it has to go to around 3,850. And that's a big issue that's causing a lot more pain. So if by the end of this bear market, honestly, every stock's going to get hit. And the big issue with every stock getting hit is so far only the smaller speculative stocks are getting hit, and banks have gotten hit as well. But the big companies that are holding up the S&P that have not gotten hit, unfortunately, like the most of us, like the Kathy Wood stocks that are down 50, 60, 70%, is the Apples. And for Apple to reach around the price, if the S&P gets to around 38.50, as I mentioned before, a little bit lower than 38.50, Apple will actually go to around $125, because Apple is basically the biggest stock in the whole stock market and its biggest weight of the whole index. Apple's market cap is well over 2 trillion. It was close to 3 trillion over at the beginning of the year. But in order for this to finally see a bottom, or getting closer to a bottom, or to basically confirm we're in a bear market for the S&P, it has to have Apple dip below. Basically, all the suffering that we're going through is because Apple refuses to go down. Every other stock, you see Apple for the year, it's basically, if we go back to January, where is it? January, so it's 177, and it's actually holding up relatively strong to everything else. You look at the ARK fund, and it's not even worth watching, but something like ARK, which has a lot of risk on assets on it, is absolutely getting destroyed from the highs to where it's at right now. Absolutely destroyed. So that's a big issue that's kind of like weighing on the crypto markets right now. So yeah, guys, that's basically what's happening right now in the crypto markets. As I mentioned, the equities, the stock market is basically causing the crypto markets to not move anywhere, or basically consolidate. And yeah, that's basically something I'm keeping an eye out on, guys. Like, remember, like, I think that the SPY, if it goes below the 38.50, that's basically it's in the bear market territory, and that's basically the big issue that we're just seeing continuous pain on the Nasdaq. And if it goes lower, expect Nasdaq to go lower too, because Nasdaq is a lot more volatile in nature. SPY is a lot safer. So I know there's still probably, hopefully, a little bit more pain to come, but I personally believe that this is just my opinion. I think we're getting very close to a bottom, and hopefully we start seeing green days again. And yeah, guys, that'll do it for me in this video. Thanks again for watching. Take care. Thanks again, everyone, for watching Fast Stock Market News. If you enjoyed the video, consider subscribing, commenting, or liking the video. I would greatly appreciate it. My name is Gio, and I'll see you tomorrow, guys. Take care.